Deca is no ordinary steroid. On one side, Deca promises unparalleled muscle growth and a surge in power that feels almost mythical. But many fail to realize Deca is cut from the same dark cloth as Trenbolone. For something that promises so much, it does seem there are few compounds with as many victims as Deca. Can we trust this stuff? To truly understand, let's travel back in time. In 1943, during World War II, a German scientist named Dr. Abraham Erskine began working on a powerful serum to create super soldiers. Erskine's work caught the eye of Johann Schmidt, a high-ranking officer in the paramilitary organization Hydra. Schmidt was desperate for gains and power, and he foolishly injected the incomplete serum, turning himself into Red Skull. This reckless decision led to his overall downfall, much like what happens in a poorly planned steroid cycle. But the real magic come to light when a guy called Steve Rogers,
he sounds familiar,
with a single shot of the serum, transformed into the legendary Captain America.
What? So you're telling me that Deca is what Captain America used?
Yep.
So how did this chemical that was only for the military elite labs become accessible to the masses?
Good question. Let's fast forward to 1961. Researchers working for the pharmaceutical company Organon discovered an old file with detailed chemical descriptions of Cap serum, and using modern biochemistry with advanced technology, their scientists refined the serum's composition and introduced it for medical use under the brand name Deca Durabolin, and shortly thereafter it became one of the most widely used anabolic steroids in the world. But why is this stuff often hailed as such a game changer and a big deal? Now, Deca's going to work wonders at building you up from the inside to the out. You'll notice an increased workout endurance, allowing you to push through those grueling workout sets with ease. Depending on dosages, strength gains come steadily, making every workout feel like you're a step closer to that super soldier status. I often find myself pulling the bar up but there's no plates on it. Without adequate nitrogen retention, the muscle building efforts are going to stall. Much like a skyscraper without a steel framework, and it's only going to rise a few stories because it's lacking the strength and stability that it needs to reach its full potential. Without protein synthesis, muscle growth is inefficient, like a factory running on outdated machinery, slow, unreliable, and prone to breakdowns. But with optimal protein synthesis, you're upgrading to state-of-the-art gear, and you're cranking out results like a high-speed assembly line. Deca makes your body hold more sodium, so it pulls extra water into the muscle cells. It also converts to estrogen, which adds more water retention. But if you get it right, you're going to have enhanced aesthetics. Muscles will pop and give you that eye-catching 3D glycogen-loaded look. This only happens if you nail the balance between sodium, estrogen, body fat, hydration, and the right dosages. But if you mess it up, you go from sharp to soft in no time. Another one of its nicknames is joint juice, because the right amount of water retention is going to cushion your joints. Everything's going to feel smooth, letting you train harder for longer and giving you confidence, so limits can be pushed with no fear or setbacks.
Joint juice, I like that.
There is additional perks beyond the gym. It promotes collagen synthesis. Your skin's going to be as smooth as Cap Shield. It's going to enhance bone mineral content, fortifying skeletal structure. It makes me feel like my bones are made out of titanium. It boosts IGF-1, which is crucial for muscle growth and development. All those benefits sound great, don't they? But don't get too comfortable. Where there's power, there's also a price. Let's start with the physical sides, and the biggest and the scariest one is when you wake up and you realise that you've outgrown your wardrobe overnight. Deca heightens E2 sensitivity and progesterone signaling. This flips the switch on your estrogen levels, and suddenly you're packing a pair of boobs that no tank top can hide. If gyno is on your radar, blood work's the best detective. Estrogen, prolactin, progesterone, IGF-1 could be teaming up against you, forming a club where the membership perk is a brand new bra size. Water retention. We're looking at full-blown marshmallow mode. You just feel sluggish and overweight. All this is increasing the risk of dangerous pressure on vital organs. So let's keep the sodium in check and stay hydrated. Up potassium a little bit to keep the water down. Another option is an aromatase inhibitor, because the water retention that you're getting in could be related to elevated estrogen levels. Deca's like the stubborn guest that just won't leave. Such a long half-life. It's jacking up prolactin, which pushes dopamine down. It's shutting down LH and FSH. It's just sending your natural test levels on a massive vacation. And it's a great recipe for erectile dysfunction. Consider using HCG during a cycle to maintain testicular function. But careful with this. If you're sensitive, it can skyrocket estrogen and give you a lot of acne. And if you're looking to do PCT after nandrolone, that is a big mission. For you to be successful, you're going to have to do a lot of research. But it's all good. Dr. James has you covered. Step-by-step video all about PCT. You get the dose wrong, and it can have your skin producing oil like you're digging for profit. And if the oil shine on your forehead does get really bad, avoid the beach at all costs. Because we don't want that forehead signaling ships at sea, do we? Anyway, here's the tips. Ditch the dairy, as this lowers hormone-driven oil production, reducing acne. Prime it with primrose oil. I use that to keep the skin in check. Get a solid cleansing routine. Hydrate your skin, but don't drown it. So go for a lightweight, oil-free moisturizer morning and night. And if all else fails, contact a good dermatologist. Because as far as I've checked, there's no app out there yet where you can just swipe left to acne. Have I got left, right? Do you swipe left? I don't use Tinder, but let me know in the comments. Tinder. Managing estrogen on Deca is tricky. A slow build-up over time means it creeps up with you weeks later. But from my experience, using NPP makes it far easier to manage your estrogen levels, and we're looking to keep them between 25 and 50 picograms. The best tip? Do your blood work, lads. Don't just wait it out. Track those numbers so you can dodge that estrogen bullet. This compound will lead to cortisol spikes, and that's great for disrupting sleep cycles. Think of it like your body's going into super soldier mode at the worst of times. So instead of dreaming like you're Captain America, you're up all night sweating like Red Skull. We gotta upgrade our sleep game. Drop the late night caffeine and knock yourself out with CAP's 4 combo snooze juice. Growth hormone, melatonin, GABA, 5-HTP, all bioidentical. Watch out though, you might sleep so well that you could miss the next Avengers mission. So you've seen what Deca can do to your body if things go wrong. You're essentially playing with fire. But what if the real danger isn't just in the mirror, but lurking in the shadows of your own mind? If you're not patient, you can be punished. It can twist your mind, turning all your thoughts into a maze, and even the strongest can get lost. It is a bit sneaky because it's playing with your patience by being very slow to show up. You pin it, you're all excited, waiting for results, and then nothing happens. So you get impatient, what do? You throw more compounds in. Whoops, big mistake, because Deca quietly builds up, then bang, hits you like a sledgehammer, and at that point your body's been overloaded, it's too late, and all these side effects slam you all at once. Deca's long-acting nature is its strength and its danger. Impatience, no experience, and poor cycle planning can lead to a slow-motion disaster. So stay on top of your blood work, your compound choices, your Dr. James videos, and look into the half-life of the drugs that you're taking along with Deca. Because if you don't, you're setting yourself up for one hell of a hormonal crash. Deca literally hijacks your brain's calming chemicals. It drains your dopamine levels and cranks up your perceived stress. And suddenly you're ready to choke slam your boss through a table over some email. Deca does not cause anxiety. Not looking at blood work, neglecting E2 or prolactin levels does. It's really all about avoiding bad practices. Why is it that when I ever hear the word bad practice, I get an image of a TRT clinic in my mind? Comment below if you had a good experience with a TRT clinic. You go crazy on this stuff. Blood pressure and heart disease can strike suddenly. 1 minute you're walking around in the sunshine, and the next you've got a ticking time bomb strapped to your chest. Watch your blood pressure and your electrolytes. No one wants their veins popping for all the wrong reasons. Avoid skipping a heart-healthy diet because your gains overall and your life depends on it. Make cardio your daily non-negotiable mission. Think of it as your armor upgrade, because what's the point of having all that muscle and looking good if you gas out when you're going up the stairs? So we got to crush at least 10k steps a day. Think of it as your battle march. And don't forget your power-ups, all the supplements I'm always talking about. Done a video for you here. Deca can lead to LVH. That's where the left side of your heart thickens up, and not in a good way. This one really is serious. Think heart failure. You want to maybe look into getting some telmisartan. It's an angiotensin receptor blocker, ARB, and the clinical data has shown it does prevent left ventricular hypertrophy. Liver problems are never pretty. Constant fatigue, yellowing skin, and brain fog. And all that can actually lead to a coma. It's hard to enjoy your gains if you're asleep like a vegetable and you can't wake up. So Deca isn't actually liver toxic like most oral steroids, but it's going to make you train harder and your muscles will break down more. So you're leaving your liver to then clean up the mess. Plus, if you're stacking it with other compounds, you're adding more chaos into the mix. So having a fried liver on cycle is never part of our plan. Ditch the booze. Your liver has enough on its plate already. Skip the cocktails. Use liver support. You've got milk thistle, tuca, and knack. Hydrate yourself. 12 pints daily. Keep the cycle smart. Minimal effective dosages with those orals. Eat clean. Junk food makes your liver work overtime. Stick to the good stuff. Deca's known for being mild on aggression because it's not very androgenic, but you stack it with testosterone or DHTs in the wrong ratios, things can spiral out of control very quickly. If you want to stay cool on this stuff, the answers are in the blood work. Now, I've done a video for you here to make sure you're checking the right things and not just winging it. Plus, I've done a smart stacking video. Test a DHT and Deca does work well, but you need to know when enough is enough, and this video will help you. Just like old Red Skull from the film Captain America. He was impatient, so he recklessly downed the serum and turned himself into a straight-up monster. No one could stand him. He was a bit of a knob in the first place, and he just got worse. It's the classic tale of too much too soon. He was careless, skipping the health checks, ignoring the dangers, and it all caught up with him. If someone abuses it and wings it, we might as well label this stuff depression in a bottle. But if you do your homework, approach with caution, use it right, it can be a fantastic muscle builder. Either way, if you think you might need help and guidance to make the best choices so you can level up, you can reach out in the description box below this video. And if you hit that link, I'll get back to you as quick as I can. So the next video coming up is about NPP and Deca. They are both types of nandrolones. Oh, and before I forget, Deca didn't come from some lab that made Captain America. It's got a way more boring origin story from the 60s. It was originally made for wasting diseases, but it became a go-to for mass gain and joint relief in the bodybuilding world. And if you want to know the rest, just Google it. It's been a pleasure today, lads. Dr. James, I'm out.